Hey everyone, ready to take a trip to the future of TikTok?
TikTok in 2025 sounds fun.
Right. And our guide is this super interesting document called TikTok 2025.
Ooh, what does it say?
It's all about how brands can totally crush it on the platform, even with all the changes that are always happening.
Makes sense. TikTok is constantly evolving.
And the big thing is it looks like perfectly polished is so over.
Oh, tell me more.
The document says authentically you is what's in.
I like the sound of that.
Me too.
Yeah.
But what does it actually mean for brands and for us regular folks using the app?
Yeah, good question.
Well, that's what we're diving into today.
Awesome, let's do it.
Okay, so one of the big things the document talks about is this idea of anti-content.
Anti-content.
Yeah, it's basically a move away from that overly polished stage stuff we see everywhere.
Yeah, I get that.
Like every feed is just so perfect, it's almost exhausting.
Totally. I think people are craving something more real,
Exactly. And that's what anti-content is all about.
I'm with you.
So what does anti-content look like on TikTok?
Well, think behind the scenes glimpses, bloopers, real people, basically showing the human side of things.
Interesting. So less about perfection and more about keeping it real.
Exactly. And embracing those imperfections is key.
So you're saying ditch the perfectly curated Instagram aesthetic.
You got it. People can spot a fake from a mile away. Authenticity is key.
That makes a lot of sense.
And it's actually a strength, to be vulnerable, to show you're not perfect. It makes you way more relatable.
I feel like people would actually respect that.
They totally would. And in this world of social media where everything's so filtered, that realness is what stands out.
It's refreshing.
Exactly.
So we've got this move toward anti-content, embracing the real relatable side of things. But TikTok 2025 also talks about something called niche tribes. What's that all about?
Ah, yes. Niche tribes, those are fascinating.
When I hear tribes, I picture like tribes in the Amazon rainforest.
Haha, not quite. Though that's a fun image. So niche tribes on TikTok are these tight-knit communities.
Hotter.
And they're all about shared interests, aesthetics, or values.
So kind of like mini universes within TikTok.
Precisely. You've got, for example, corporate baddies. They're all about being successful women in the business world.
Oh, cool.
Then there's Zoocore, obsessed with animal prints.
Oh, I've seen those.
And of course, petfluencers.
Those adorable animals that take over our feeds.
Exactly. And there are so many more. It's amazing.
Wow, that's a huge range.
Yeah.
But from a brand's perspective, how do you actually tap into these tribes?
Ah, now that's where things get really exciting.
In a good way, I hope.
Definitely. Because these tribes, they offer huge potential for brands.
How so?
You're connecting with people who are already into what you're about. Your brand values just click with theirs.
Makes sense. So the engagement is probably way higher.
Absolutely. And there's a lot more trust involved, too.
I bet. Because you're not just randomly shouting out to everyone. You're speaking directly to those who get you.
Exactly. It's all about finding your people and connecting on a deeper level.
I like that. Sounds a lot more genuine than just blasting your message everywhere.
It totally is.
So it's not just creating content. It's about creating the right content for the right tribe.
You nailed it.
Okay, this is getting really interesting. I'm definitely hooked.
Awesome. Then let's keep diving in and explore some more specific strategies and examples. All right, so we know TikTok in 2025 is going to be all about authenticity and connecting with those niche tribes. But how do we actually, put that into action?
Yeah, that's the big question, right?
For sure. But good news, the TikTok 2025 document actually gives us some pretty practical strategies to use.
Okay, I'm all ears.
First up, embrace that anti-content approach we were talking about.
Got it.
Show the human side of your brand. Don't be afraid to get a little, messy. Keep things real.
So like ditch that whole perfectly curated Instagram aesthetic and just let loose a bit.
Exactly. Maybe showcase your team or share some behind-the-scenes snippets.
I like that.
Or even just have a casual chat about your day.
Keep it human. I could dig it.
Yeah, let your personality shine through and connect with your audience on that human level.
Okay, that makes sense. So then how do we actually find our tribe and connect with them authentically?
Another great question. This one takes a bit of, detective work.
Oh.
You really need to understand where your audience is hanging out on TikTok, what they're engaging with.
So what kind of content are they watching and who are they following?
Exactly. And luckily, TikTok's algorithm is actually pretty good at surfacing that info.
That's helpful.
Yeah. Pay attention to what's popping up on your For You page. Explore different hashtags.
Makes sense.
Really immerse yourself in the world of, your potential tribe.
So almost like learning the language of that specific community.
You got it. You want to speak their language, but do it authentically?
Right, because if it's forced, it'll be obvious.
Totally. Don't try to force it. If it feels fake, people will see right through it.
Okay, so how do you walk that line?
Between being strategic and being genuine.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's definitely a bit of a dance.
Okay.
You got to be mindful of those trends and the language of the tribe, but also stay true to your brand's own values, your voice.
Right, right.
And actually, this is where collaboration comes in.
Oh, interesting.
Partnering with creators who are already established in those communities can be like a game changer.
Because they already have that credibility.
Exactly. And authenticity, and they bring an existing audience that already trusts them.
So it's almost like having a VIP pass to the tribe's, inner circle.
You got it. But remember, even with collaborations, authenticity is still key.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Choose partners who genuinely align with your brand and who have a genuine connection with their audience. Don't just pick someone because they have a lot of followers.
Right. Has to be a good fit.
It does.
So we've got embrace the anti-contents, understand your tribe, and collaborate with authentic creators. Any other tools or, tactics brands should be thinking about?
Well, TikTok itself gives us a ton of resources to use.
Like what?
Well, there's the commercial music library.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
Gives you access to tons of royalty-free tracks.
Which is huge, because using trending music can make such a difference.
Totally. It can seriously boost your visibility and help you, tap into those viral moments.
Oh, for sure. I mean, music is such a core part of the whole TikTok experience.
Oh, yeah.
It can totally make or break a video.
Definitely. And then there's also the Symphony Assistant.
What's that?
It's a pretty cool tool powered by AI, helps you quickly identify trending sounds and hashtags.
So you can stay ahead of the trends.
Exactly. Create content that's super relevant and engaging.
So it's like having a personal TikTok trend spotter in your pocket.
Pretty much.
That's pretty awesome.
It is. And of course, don't forget the basics.
Like what?
Building your own community. Encourage people to interact.
Oh, right.
Ask questions, respond to comments, foster that sense of belonging.
So it's not just about, broadcasting your message. It's about building that two-way conversation.
Exactly. Create a space where people feel welcome, understood, inspired to participate.
Okay, this is all great. I'm loving all this theory, but I always love a good real-world example.
I get it.
Does TikTok 2025 give us any case studies to learn from?
Actually, it does, and it's a good one.
Let's hear it.
They highlight the Pedro the Bear campaign from Sony Music Deutschland.
Pedro the Bear.
Yeah, it's like a textbook example of how to successfully use TikTok trends.
Okay, tell me everything.
Well, they started by creating this super catchy and memorable character, Pedro the Bear.
Cute.
Right? Instantly shareable. Then they partnered with a diverse group of creators.
Smart. To reach different communities.
Exactly. And they really leaned into memes and user-generated content, encouraged people to make their own Pedro the Bear videos.
So they really let people run with it.
They did, and it totally worked. Sparked a viral sensation, brought the campaign into the mainstream.
Wow. So they basically created, a Pedro the Bear movement.
Exactly. And the results were amazing.
I bet.
The song from the campaign, it hit #1 on Spotify's global top 50.
No way.
Yep. Sony Music Deutschland gained over 132,000 new followers, and the song got a whopping 161 million streams.
That's incredible. It really shows how powerful it can be to, tap into those cultural trends.
Yeah, sure, and to give people a way to participate, to feel like they're part of something.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about anti-content, we've talked about niche tribes, specific strategies, even a real-world success story.
Yeah.
What's next? How do brands figure out, which tribe they belong to?
That's where the TikTok tribe flowchart comes in.
A flowchart?
Yeah, it's a handy tool to help you figure out which tribe your brand aligns with best.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
It asks you a series of questions.
Sounds fun. I love a good flowchart.
Me too.
So walk me through it. Where do we start? Okay, so let's break down this TikTok tribe flowchart. What's the first question we should be asking ourselves?
Well, it starts by asking, does your content play on those, traditional TikTok archetypes?
Okay, like what?
The finance bro, the fashion lover, or the gymfluencer.
Ah, got it. So if you're all about that hustle and grind, maybe showing off a bit of luxury, you're in good company.
Exactly. Those would be tribes like Corporate Baddie for those ambitious go-getters.
Right, yeah.
Or Six Gals, the ones showcasing a, more lavish lifestyle.
Got it.
Hmm.
So what if your brand isn't really about those, let's call them aspirational archetypes? What then?
Don't worry, the flowchart has you covered.
Okay, good.
The next question is, does your content aim to uplift and inspire?
Ooh, I like that. So if that's a big yes, you might be vibing with the Hope Corps tribe, spreading all that
I think
positivity.
that's spreading good vibes.
Love it. The world definitely needs more of that. But, I mean, not every brand is all sunshine and rainbows, right?
Sure, true. So if uplifting content isn't really your jam, the flowchart digs a little deeper, looks at your aesthetic. It asks, does your content have a vintage or retro vibe?
Oh, interesting.
If it's a strong yes, you might be hanging out with the nostalgia core tribe. You know, tapping into those warm, fuzzy feelings of the past.
Oh, I totally get that. There's something so comforting about those bygone eras. But TikTok is also known for, let's say, its more chaotic side.
It is. It is.
Where do those brands fit in?
Those would be our flop talk friends.
Flop talk.
If your brand embraces that absurdity, the randomness, the unexpected humor.
Yeah. The stuff TikTok is famous for.
Exactly. Then flop talk might be your tribe.
Okay, so we've got corporate baddies, Six Guiles, Hope Core, Nostalgia Core, and Flop Talk. I'm already feeling a bit overwhelmed.
It's a lot, I know.
Is there more?
Oh, there's definitely more to help guide you. Don't worry, this flowchart goes deep.
Okay, good.
So, for example, if your content is all about empowering your audience to achieve their goals, you might be a hashtag girl boss.
Okay.
And if memes are your love language, the hashtag meme queen tribe might be the perfect fit.
Makes sense.
There's even a tribe for those who love to reminisce, the hashtag throwback tribe.
Wow, there really is a tribe for everyone. This flowchart is seriously amazing.
It is.
It gives brands a way to actually visualize like where they fit into the whole TikTok landscape.
Exactly. And it really encourages them to think critically about their target audience.
Right. Like which tribe do they genuinely connect with? Where will their message actually resonate?
Precisely.
It's like roadmap for this crazy dynamic world of TikTok.
It is. And remember, it's just a starting point. The cool thing about TikTok is there's always room to evolve, to experiment. Your brand, just like the platform, is constantly changing and growing.
So your connection to those tribes might shift and evolve over time, too.
For sure.
Find the best fit for right now and be open to adapting as you grow. It's fascinating. You know, we started this deep dive talking about TikTok 2025, this future vision. But honestly, all of this, the anti-content, the importance of those niche tribes, it all feels so relevant to what's already happening.
You know, it's true. And I think it's a direct response to where we are online right now. This feeling of overload, everything being too perfect, too polished. Like we're craving something real amidst all the noise.
Like a collective yearning for authenticity and genuine connection.
Exactly. And that's what makes those niche tribes so powerful. They offer these pockets of shared passion, places where you can be yourself and feel like you belong.
It makes sense. We're all searching for that feeling of connection, to be part of something bigger.
We are. And TikTok, with its diverse communities and content, seems like the perfect place to find that.
It's like the ultimate digital playground. Explore different parts of yourself, find your people.
And for brands, it's a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
Build real relationships, not just blast ads.
So less about interrupting and more about participating.
Yes. Becoming part of the conversation.
Adding value, earning trust, building something together.
You got it. And the brands that get that, the ones who understand this shift, those are the ones that will thrive.
The ones willing to let go of control, embrace a little chaos.
Trust in the power of real connection.
It's a brave new world out there, but it's exciting.
It is exciting.
So, are you ready to dive in? Ditch the perfect polish and embrace the raw and real. Connect with your tribe and tell your story.
That's what we're here for, to help you navigate it all and unlock the potential of TikTok.
Well, that's it for our deep dive into TikTok 2025. Hope you enjoyed exploring these ideas with us.
We hope it sparked some inspiration for your own TikTok journey.
Remember, the future of TikTok is in your hands. What story will you tell?